Roderick Kennedy traveled more than 1,500 miles from his alma mater and hometown to fulfill his dream of working underneath the painted skies of the Southwest. With a few strokes of his hand and a palette of knowledge gained in the College of Law, the 1980 graduate in turn has left a multi-generational work of legal art for the people of the state of New Mexico. Law's distinguished alumnus for 2017 recently retired after serving 16 years on the New Mexico Court of Appeals, including time as that court's Chief Justice. But that's not the only reason Rod was chosen to receive this award. He has also made his mark globally, educating forensic scientists in the legal profession. Our honoree is a respected international expert on the combination of law, scientific, and expert evidence, so much so that he has been recognized by the likes of the British Forensic Science Society for his efforts. No surprise, then, that Albuquerque resident Sam Donaldson has been known to visit with the 1973 St. John's Jesuit and 1977 College of Wooster graduate for his perspective on legal issues outside of Rod's courtroom. Law is in Rod's blood. 3 of the last 4 generations of his family had legal backgrounds, including his grandfather, former Lenawee County, Michigan District Attorney Leland Bean. Rod's parents, Tom and Harriet Kennedy, met in Arizona. Dad took a job as advertising manager for the Toledo Blade while Mom was a teacher. Rod's early lessons in Western life prepared him for what was to come. An Eagle Scout, Rod fell in love with New Mexico while a junior at Wooster, serving as a ranger at Philmont Scout Ranch. That fall, he had an internship on the Navajo Reservation at DNA Legal Services, where he worked as a graphic artist and writer. It was then that Rod made the decision law, including Indian law and New Mexico, would be his future. The man who would one day rub shoulders with Supreme Court justices like Clarence Thomas was admitted to UT's law school as a night student. His big break came during his last year of law school when UT hired John T. Vance, the former chair of the Indian Claims Commission, as a professor. Vance became Rod's mentor and used his contacts to help Aunt Jane's nephew make the move to New Mexico. His first job was as a district attorney for Bernalillo County, with Albuquerque as the county seat. He then became a felony prosecutor. It was as a DWI prosecutor that Rod began focusing on science for convictions. Infuriated by the loss of a DUI trial to a defense attorney who brought in an expert who testified that someone with more than double the legal limit couldn't be under the influence, figure that one out, Rod went into the lab to learn the science of DWI. Rod became a judge for the first time in 1990 in Bernalillo County Metropolitan Court and served there until 1999. There he helped write New Mexico's DWI testing regulations and began teaching science to lawyers and law to scientists. 1990 was a big year for Rod. That's also when he married the former Phyllis Jennings, an artist with work on display in the New Mexico Fine Art Museum. Phyllis works for the New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs as an arts education grants administrator. Daughter Camellia is in grad school. Younger daughter Miranda is an undergrad. 1999 brought Rod's big move. He was appointed to New Mexico's Court of Appeals, immediately hit the campaign trail, and promptly lost. 2 years later, he was appointed again, and this time he won the election. He never lost another. He certainly left his mark on New Mexico's ranching community. Rod's 16 years of work on the Court of Appeals also led him to being appointed as a designated New Mexico Supreme Court justice, utilizing his expertise from time to time on cases. Although he stepped down from the bench on December 1st, Rod's knowledge of forensics law keeps him in high demand. Co-chair of the American Bar Association's Scientific Evidence Committee, the man who was able to swear in his replacement as Chief Justice on the Court of Appeals has spent the year presenting to the likes of the American Academy of Forensic Sciences and the International Association of Forensic Science. His success has taken him from Toledo to New Mexico and around the world. The Honorable Roderick Kennedy is the College of Law's distinguished graduate for 2017.